Hello everybody, my name is Skills and welcome back to the channel. Today, we had a Nintendo Direct, and it's very exciting for so many different reasons, and I want to strangle Nintendo for one. And we'll get into the reason I want to strangle Nintendo, but I want to highlight some of the things that Nintendo is doing and games that are coming out that I'm super stoked for. So let's talk about those really quick. The games that I am excited for include Metroid Prime Remastered. I loved that series as a kid. Just the way that you got to see Samus Aran, the way you got to see the Metroid series in the Prime games were just amazing. And if this means that they're going to remaster the entire trilogy, frankly, I'm all for it. Remasters, I used to have like a really bad stance on, and I don't know, remasters to me are another way for you to appreciate the devs that really worked on that game. You get to see it in higher quality, and overall, I think it's just a fun way to keep all of your library on one console so you can take it wherever you go. And the beauty is it's on the Switch, so you can just literally take it wherever you go, handheld or just on your TV. It, in my opinion, is going to be super exciting. Pikmin 4 is another game that I'm super excited for because I know that the Pikmin fans are just so excited to have a new iteration of their game. The gameplay looks super interesting. They introduced new mechanics that the series has never seen before. Having never played a Pikmin game myself, it makes me want to pick the series up from step one and play the whole thing. You're getting a lot of my money, Nintendo. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but this is what's happening. And then finally, the elephant in the room for the guy who loves Legend of Zelda to a T. The Tears of the Kingdom trailer was amazing, but I plan on making a separate video for that trailer, so we will talk about that when the time comes. But trust me, I am so stoked about some of the gameplay innovations. Even though they definitely seem to be still in the Breath of the Wild engine, I am so stoked for a lot of the different gameplay features and a lot of the cool abilities that it seems like Link is going to have in this game. And I'm just so stoked. It's going to be awesome. Now, there were a bunch of different indie titles and a lot of different remasters of other games and DLC and all sorts of stuff that happened in the Nintendo Direct that I think are super cool. And I can't touch on all of them because it was a lot of information. But those were the highlights of the games and stuff that I was super excited about. Oh, yeah, Advance Wars 1 and 2 getting a remaster. It was the first game that ever got me into an RTS. And frankly, I love it and I will probably buy it. But that's besides the point. A lot of games and a lot of other DLCs and stuff are coming, and I think they're all super interesting. Let me know what you guys are excited to see in the comment section down below. But let's get to the one thing that continues to irritate me and put, in my opinion, a very dark blemish on the Switch console. And I am, of course, talking about the Nintendo Switch online service and how it absolutely continues to gatekeep some of the most classic, interesting, and fun games on the planet. Now, I have been a huge proponent of absolutely having the ability to pay for games of our past in different ways, because resorting to an emulation is the last case scenario that anybody wants to do. The emulation community is super great. It has a lot of quality libraries. There are amazing developers working on emulators and keeping ROMs safe, and they are an amazing community that I have been a part of for a long time, and I really do love that community. But the fact that we have had to resort to that and what is essentially a little bit of piracy to maintain some of the games that we love is a tragedy. Now, Nintendo tried to rectify this with the Nintendo Online service by having things like the NES system and the SNES system's games being put into libraries on the Nintendo Switch, which was an amazing way for people to buy the Nintendo Online membership. At that point, I didn't have any problem with the service. The second that I had the problem with the service was when they started putting expansion packs together and giving you the 64 and the Game Boy Advance now with the newest addition to the crew and the Sega Genesis and all of these games that are continuing to be gatekept by a more expensive package. If you were going to offer a service, I would have no problem if they said, okay, we're making Nintendo Online cost a little bit more because we're adding more libraries for games. If you looked at me and you said, your $10 a month or $10 every 3 months subscription is going to now be $15 because we have to figure out a way to pay these developers to make sure these games still run on this platform, that's fine. I have no problem with that. You looking at me and telling you have to buy a whole different subscription to get access to Game Boy Advance, to get access to Sega Genesis, to get access to some of the most beloved consoles of the Nintendo ecosystem is what annoys me to no end. It is a blatant cash grab, and the expansion system within the Nintendo Online service is something that I think will be remembered as the most infamous thing that Nintendo did during the Switch period. Whether the Switch is the final of its form in this console series, or if they continue to do it in the future, the Nintendo Online service, as it stands right now, especially with its expansion packs, is a huge blemish on what the Nintendo Switch continued. I just can't fucking stand the Nintendo Switch Online service with expansion packs. I think the Nintendo Switch is a revolutionary console that changed the way that so many people gamed, that revolutionized what a console could be, how many games just got rebirths because of how amazing this console was. It printed more money than the Wii. I think it did, almost. I don't know. Fact check me, editor, which is me. I'm just disappointed that titles that I have been waiting for, because primarily my emulation has always been behind the Game Boy Advance, because that is one of the most scarce consoles to find without paying an arm and a leg. The cartridges are expensive to find, especially if you're looking for Pokemon, you're looking for Mega Man, Mario. All of these games tend to be super expensive, and the way that retro has come back has only made those prices more expensive, even if you're buying from a seller like DK Oldies. So to see Nintendo finally give us exactly what we want, but take a blatant cash grab out of the middle of it, it just hurts me. Yes, I can do emulation for free, and I continue to do exactly what I'm doing now, but to see the company that you are trying to support, even through emulation or through paying a bigger amount of money through the expansion pack, just blatantly disrespect you, is just painful. As somebody who loves Nintendo titles with his entire heart, it is horrifying to watch them just obliterate a service that could have been the shining achievement of Nintendo for this console series. I am just saddened by the way that they continue to put things behind that expansion pack and just blatantly disrespect the gamers that love their systems so much. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I just am kind of upset at the what I thought would have been something that was super exciting for me. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.